Hello everyone, it's me, Fagenstar, and welcome to part 5 of my low-poly PS1 style Gengar Gijinka tutorial. In this part, we will be rigging our character. Now, first things first, let's change this to render preview, and then let's add armature and single bone. Now let's rename our mesh to Gengar underscore mesh and our armature to Gengar underscore rig. Now we can go into front view, tab into edit mode, go into under object data properties, go into viewport display, select in front. Now duplicate this, drag it up, pull it up like that. Excuse me. Pull it up so it matches the full length of the pelvis. Then hit E to extrude, and let me go ahead and turn on screencast keys real quick. Hit E to extrude once more to go up to the top of the neck, and then E to extrude and go up to the top of the head. Hit E to extrude, go to where the arm starts, and then E to extrude and pull out to the elbow, and then the wrist, and then the end of the hand. Now grab this bone, hit X, and then delete bones. Grab this bone, extrude out to about the middle of the leg, then extrude down to the knee, extrude down to the ankle, extrude down to the bottom of the foot. Grab this bone, hit X, delete bones. Then grab this bone, shift and grab this bone, hit Control P, and hit keep offset to connect these two. Now, hit 3 on your numpad to go into the side view. Grab this part, grab this end of the bone and pull it forward so it's slightly bent like that. Then grab this endpoint, drag that forward. You want to make sure that this is pointed slightly forward so that when we add the IKs for the leg, it can bend properly. Now we can check the arm, make sure that's centered properly. And if you want to add, I'm not going to, but if you want to add IKs to your arm, make sure you pull the elbow, make sure you pull this part backwards slightly so that there's a slight bend where the elbow is, so that the arms can bend properly. Now, for right here, let's extrude out a bone like that. Grab this, hit Alt P, clear parent, drag this forward. This will be our pull vector. And if you want to add IKs to the elbows, you're gonna to the arms, you're gonna have to pull out a pull vector the same way you did with the knee. Pull that out where the elbow is. And then for the foot, hit E to extrude, pull that out. Then Alt P, clear parent, but leave it where it is. And once again, if you want to have IKs in the arms, you're going to have to do that same thing with the wrist joint right here. Now, if you don't have your character's eyes set up where the pupils can move around, you don't need to add this bone. But if you do, grab the head bone. Wrong thing. Grab the head bone. Let me just make sure. Okay. Grab the head bone. Hit D to duplicate. Drag that forward. Okay. And now we have all that set up. Now let's start naming these. First, grab this bone down here. Go into bone properties. Uncheck deform. And let's rename this to root. Grab this one, name this pelvis, chest, neck, head, grab this one, uncheck deform, call this one eyes, upper arm, dot L, lower arm, dot L, hand, dot L, upper leg, dot L, lower leg, dot L, foot, dot L. Grab this one, uncheck deform, call this IK, dot L. Grab this one, uncheck deform, PV, dot L. Well, this one PV since this is the pole vector, and this one is IK since that's the IK one, the IK bone for the legs. And make sure to uncheck deform for these bones because they will not be used. Because essentially, deformation is how the skeleton moves the mesh of the model. So any bones that do not affect the movement of the skeleton, at least directly, make sure to uncheck deform. If you forget to, it's not a huge deal since we will be weight painting this, since we will adding the weights manually, so there shouldn't be any weird extra weights added on by bones that aren't supposed to move anything. But, and you can sort of delete any extra groups. But it is good to try to remember to hit deform so they don't show up there in the first place. Okay, now let's go into pose mode. Grab this bone right here. Go into bone constraint properties. Add inverse kinematics. Select the target to be Gengar rig and the bone to be IK.L. Then for the pole target, select Gengar rig and PV.L. Set the chain length to 2. Make sure the leg and knee are pointing in the correct direction. If not, adjust this pole angle until they're facing forward. And now let's grab the foot. Add a copy rotation constraint. Select the target to Gengar rig and the bone to IK.L. Select all of these and change target to local with parent and owner to local with parent. Now let's grab this, hit G, test that. Looks like it's bending the way it's supposed to. Alright, so now we can tab back into edit mode, select the whole thing, and hit symmetrize. Now this is why we've added the .L to the bones on the left side, so that when we hit symmetrize, they will automatically be mirrored onto the right side. And any bones that don't have .L or .R on them will not be affected. Okay. So now that we've got that all done, let's go ahead and grab the mesh. Well, let's save it real quick first, then grab the mesh, and then the armature, and then hit Control P, and with empty groups. Now let's go ahead and hide that. Grab our mesh, go into Object Data Properties, and now we have these vertex groups. Now, once again, if you have any extra groups from bones that you accidentally forgot to hit deform on, you can just hit this little minus button right here to get rid of them. Okay, so now starting out, let's tab into edit mode. Click out here to make sure that you deselect any potential faces that you might have had selected before. Go into edge select mode. Make sure you have pelvis selected. hover over and hit L to select the whole thing. And then assign. Now let's deselect that. Go into chest. Select the whole chest. Assign. Grab the neck. Assign that to neck. Grab the hair and the head. And assign that to head. Assign the upper arm to upperarm.l. The lower arm to lowerarm.l. And the hand to hand.l. And do the same to the right side. And then the upper leg to upperleg.l, the lower leg to lowerleg.l, and the foot to foot.l. And then the same with the right side. Okay. Now, rigging models like this is generally pretty easy since the whole model is separated into different pieces, so you can just select the whole piece and assign it to its appropriate bone. So, now that we've got everything assigned, let's go out of edit mode and grab our rig to test to make sure that we've weight painted everything correctly. Now, if you made any mistakes, don't worry, you can always go back and edit it. So now let's grab our pelvis, hit G, and sort of wiggle it about to make sure that everything is assigned to the rig. And then just right click to put it back into its default position. Then we can grab that, hit R to wiggle that around. Do that with each of the bones to make sure everything is in its right place. Then grab this bone, grab this IK bone, hit G, just pull that around. Okay. So everything looks like it's been weight painted correctly. Now, let's go ahead and make it so that the eyes move with this eye bone. So in Object Data Properties, so select the armature, go into Object Data Properties, Custom Properties, hit Add, twice. Set this value to, well, let's edit this. Set the minimum value to -1 and the default value to -1. And then let's set the maximum value to some high number like 1,000. And then we'll call this property eyes, since this will change the expression of the eyes. And let's set it to -1. And then this one, we'll call this one mouth. Change the default value to -1 and the property value to -1. Set the minimum to -1 and the maximum to 1,000. Okay. So for the eyes, right click on this number, hit copy as new driver, grab your model, go into the material, go into the eyes text, right click on the offset, hit paste driver, and eyes mask, right click on the offset and hit paste driver. Now, when we change this number, it'll reflect what expression the eyes should be in. Now let's do the same for the mouth. Let's go ahead and right click this number, hit copy as new driver, go to mouse, right click on offset, and paste driver. Now we can just change that with the click of a button. Alright. Now we can hide that. Click on our mesh. And then to add the ability to move the iris around, let's have our mesh selected, go to modifier properties, add modifier, UV warp, select the UV layer as iris, object from Gengar rig, bone from head to Gengar rig, eyes. And now, when we grab this bone, the irises should move along with it. Now, to stop it from just scrolling infinitely like that when you move the bone up or down, here's what you do. Grab the mesh one more time in the iris, change from repeat to clip. Now it'll stop doing that. Okay, and let's go ahead and save that. And now that is our character, the fully rigged and set up for posing or animation or whatever you want to do. So now we can go ahead and in the next part of the tutorial, we will go ahead and pose this character. And I will show you how to do a turntable animation and how to render in a PS1 style. So that's all for this tutorial. Thank you so very much for watching, and have a nice day.